I rise leader in relation to SMEs. It's an area I'm going to focus on for a while. Small and medium-sized business, and small and medium-sized business are the backbone of our economy. In actual fact, 97% of all businesses in Ireland are small to medium-sized businesses, and they employ over 100 million people. The EU Commission published a report there recently saying that small and medium-sized businesses in Ireland contribute €55.5 billion to the Irish economy. And I'm just asking, and I want us to focus on this for a while, to support SMEs in any reasonable way we can in relation to their growth and their development and sustaining them going into the future. There's two areas I'm going to focus on today. One is in relation to the skills gap. There's a very significant skills gap appearing in Ireland, particularly in relation to small to medium-sized businesses. In actual fact, what's happening is that the larger companies are attracting a lot of the prospective employees, and the small and medium-sized companies do not have the resources to actually compete with the major companies, multinationals, a lot of them, in incentivising people to actually work with them. And this is particularly true in rural Ireland, much more so than in urban areas. A recent report, I have the details on it if you required it, was commissioned, and there's a 39% skills gap in marketing, 35% in sales, 33% in production. A significant issue in the tech industry in Ireland, and most of the businesses in the tech industry are small and medium-sized companies, some of them based in third-level institutions, some based elsewhere. There's also an issue in relation to apprenticeships and qualified people staying in particular businesses. My colleague Senator Crockwell spoke on a number of occasions in relation to pilots from the Air Corps, and they're leaving in drones. Pardon the pun. But we have to do something about that from a state perspective, but also from an SME perspective. Staff retention and acquiring staff is a huge issue. I'm going to get back with suggested solutions to this. The next area is next Friday, 25th of May, the GDPR, General Data Protection Law, comes into effect. Quite frankly, the vast majority of small and medium-sized businesses know next to nothing about this and how it affects them, and it affects them in a huge way. In actual fact, I believe that when this legislation was passed, there are unintended consequences that are affecting small and medium-sized businesses in relation to this. There are significant fines. It's a significant piece of legislation, and I believe there's a significant disconnect between the state and the SMEs, small and medium-sized businesses, in relation to what this legislation is all about, how you actually put it into practice, the cost of it, which is very, 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 very significant. I believe that workshops should take place, and I think some form of an opportunity and space should be afforded to small and medium-sized businesses in order to get up to speed with this piece of legislation. A couple of solutions, and that's one of them. One is, I really believe that we should have an effective employee share option programme. Quite frankly, I welcome the statement by the Minister for Transport yesterday at a round-table conference I was at, in relation to potentially employees having a share or some form of a shareholding in state bodies. I think that's interesting. It's worth looking at that and creating the opportunity in that. There's a programme available for SMEs called the SAYE programme. It's a revenue-approved Save-As-You-Earn scheme. It is a fraction of what is available in the UK. Both employers and employees in SMEs are not taking it up, and there's a reason for that. It's got to be made a lot more user-friendly and beneficial to both employers and employees. And I believe with that, you're going to get employees and employers who will stick together more and will not have employees jumping ship as often as they do to the larger employers. We've got a different problem now to what we had 3 years ago with 14.5% unemployment. It's down now just over 5.5%. So we need a totally different strategy.